EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Welcome to TPC Sawgrass, known for one of the most terrifying holes in all of golf, the 17th Island Green. This is Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, and we'll be calling all the action for today's event. Frank, you're no stranger to this layout, and you can get huge swings late in the championship. 16's the reachable par 5. We know what can happen at 17. And 18 with water all along the left, that's just one of the most daunting tee shots in the game.
You've got three of the biggest shots that you really have to sort of muscle up to. You're right, 16's reachable, therefore an eagle is a possibility. But also we've seen 6s and 7s. 17, we've seen 2s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, you name it. You keep hitting. Just ask Sean O'Hare a few years ago when he had a chance to win the championship. And of course 18, one of the most uncomfortable tee shots because you've got to hit it in the neck of that fairway.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Frank, you want to get off to a good start. This approach shot here at the first is important.
It is. Two distinct levels on this green, the high side on the left there and the lower side on the right. If you're trying to keep that ball a little left of a middle, you've got to be careful of that bunker on the left.
And getting ready for the putt. Are you kidding me?
That looked like it was in.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. One under early in the round. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. Frank, what do you make of the par 5 second?
Doglegs to the left, so there's a decision to be made here all the time, but a good hooking tee shot That takes the trees on the left out of play and even the rough on the right. Good tee shot here. I've seen people get home with as little as 5 irons.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. And now the second shot here at this par 5.
That's an absolute beauty.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad. Player elected to lay back here, Frank, but still a chance. Green light special.
It is. A good layup here in the middle of the fairway. You can basically go at any flag position now.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. Frank, chip shot here from just on the fringe. You like to hit this the way you would a putt?
Yeah, I normally take a club that's going to land just on the flat surface of the green, then run from there. Often people take too much loft.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold, very bold.
So 2 under early on. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Drops it, and he's at even par. Frank, break down the par 3 third for us.
The big ridge in the middle of this green, really have a front section and a back section. That front bunker, the one that you first see off the tee, that really doesn't come into play. But there's a sneaky one behind the flag and down the left side. Really good par 3.
You want to get to what they call the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18 with a chance. 16 is the reachable par 5. You can make eagle there. And then the final 2 holes, you just want to steer clear of trouble. Though, with bold play, and you mentioned it with Craig Perks, you could make birdies.
It really is a case of mind over matter when you look at those holes. You're right. If you took away the water, you'd think they're 3 nice holes. But it wouldn't be the same. You intimidate the player as he plays 15. He's well aware of the finishing 3 holes. Even par currently.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Settles in over the putt. Nice solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong.
So much focus here, Frank, on 16, 17, and 18. Number 4 is a hole that gets overlooked, but it's a fun one.
Yeah, the second shot here is more daunting, especially when that flag's on the left. So you really do start looking at that blue stuff, water.
This could be really good, Frank.
Oh, it's straight at it.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards.
Frank, the second here at the 4th is a dangerous shot.
Once again, this is another example of where you have to look at the green. Where exactly is the flag? If it's on that high portion, you've got to fly it all the way back.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. And it makes the green in regulation. Frank, here at the 4th, not a long shot, but it can be tricky.
If you get a little ambitious when that flag's on the left side, you can spin it all the way back into the lake.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Good putt and a good move. Now to 4 under. Still even par for the day. Now to the 5th. This long par 4 thought to be one of the most difficult holes on the front side here at the TPC Sawgrass.
If you've got plenty of length in the bag, you can almost take it directly over the bunker on the right. But if you're not as long, you have to air down that left side.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. And from the fairway for his second shot here.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, this has been impressive. Game plan, stuck to it, hitting some quality shots.
He's really done his homework on the golf course, swinging well, and there's a few holes to go too. This round could get even better.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost, because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Still playing even for the day after the par. This would give him a bogey. -3 now for the round. Another shortish par 4, the 393-yard par 4 sixth. Frank, what's the challenge here?
Well, there's two bunkers down the left, but that's not really the problem. If you hug that left side, there's palm trees that come into play on that second shot.
Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble. Safely on deck.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. And this one just seems to be moving a little left in the air.
Not too bad. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him. That was a good run at it, Rich.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Those are painful from that distance.
Yeah, just another one added to the card. Big mistake. It's amazing. Doesn't matter how close it goes. It's an extra shot. That one will definitely hurt.
Getting set now over the putt. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Now at -2 for the day. Seventh hole here at TPC Sawgrass, generally plays into the wind, one of the stadium course's most difficult greens to hit, Frank.
It's a really weird tee shot here. You have those three little pop bunkers down the right, and then that bunker that meanders once again all the way down the left side. The bunker that's just slightly right of the canal. Very awkward angle off the tee. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. You know, most golf spectators play the game. Whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers.
Strategically, Frank, how do you like to play this hole?
You've got to be aware of where you don't want to go. That front right bunker is probably the easiest bunker shot on this hole, but there's a little pop bunker on the left. That one there, always difficult to get it up and down.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Ten-foot putt left. Really moving in the right direction at 3 under.
Even par currently.
Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. Frank, 17 here at TPC Sawgrass. He gets all the attention when you look at the par threes. Justifiably so. But number 8 is a daunting challenge in its own right.
It is. Longest of the 4 par threes. Plus, it's just littered with bunkers around the side, the back, and the front.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Another good swing. Another good approach shot.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. -1 for the day. Nice par to remain 3 under. Frank, I think this is one of the most fascinating holes on the golf course. The 583-yard par 5 ninth hole.
With technology now, a lot more players can reach this par 5 and 2. Gone are the days where it was a true 3-shotter, but I remember when Sergio Garcia hit that 3-wood from, what was it, 270, 280 yards? Still one of the best shots I've ever seen. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Frank, when you think layup shot on a par 5, you think it's easy. This isn't necessarily that simple, is it?
No, you've got to keep the ball to the right. Otherwise, those overhanging limbs on those trees on the left, they become havoc.
How do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there.
Just like that, now at 2 under. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going?
Excellent looking shot here. They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee.
Rich, these winds haven't subsided at all today. It's certainly a tough test out there right now for these players.
They get your attention, don't they, as a player?
They have club selection right now, vital.
You put the ball back in your stance just a little bit?
If you're going to hit it down.
Second shot now at the 10th, and again, Frank, accuracy is at a premium.
Yeah, gone are the days to sort of thrash it out of the trees like Phil Mickelson. Ideally, coming out of that fairway, you're hitting to a green that moves to the right, so that makes it a little bit more difficult than what the mind's eye first sees.
Frank, where's the difficulty on this approach here at the 10th?
It's really the shape of this green. That little front piece, you have to be right on the money there. And then, of course, that green starts to open up and then move to the right.
Moving a little left of the flagstick, Frank. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in your Rich.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Just a couple of feet. That's a bogey. Now to the 11th, par 5.
Good tee shot, and then you certainly think about hitting a hybrid or a lofted fairway wood into this green that's really narrow, one of the narrowest on the golf course. There's a little pot bunker left of this green when you go for two that often swallows up that second shot if it's a little bit too conservative. But there's a lake there. Seen more than one ball splash in the pond over the years.
Frank, these days golfers are training like high-level athletes from other sports. Rory McIlroy, for example, has been using a guy by the name of Steve McGregor, who happened to be the trainer for the New York Knicks of the NBA.
And part of his training now is high altitude. The majority of the medal holders, for example, in the Olympics, or medal winners in the Olympics, actually use high altitude training. You know, you can develop more red blood cells in a shorter period of time. But, you know, golf, we've had so many different types of training from the athlete side. But you go back to the old days of Henry Cotton beating an old tire. Vijay Singh picked up on that. Or even the rhythm of Sam Snead. He used to count in rhythm. It was 1, 2, 3. It was 1 at the top of the swing, 2 at impact, and 3 at the follow through. All those things are still very valid today.
Second from an excellent lie. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
All right, Frank, the 11th is a reachable. What's the right strategy?
Well, it feels like that green should be about another 30 or 40 yards to the right, Rich. Makes the player aim left, and it's such a narrow green, but it's worth the risk.
Sensational shot right there, Frank.
Oh, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole to date.
Frank, the scoring club is in hand now. Chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, coming from that left side, you've got a full view of this green. And you can see the mounds, too. Use the mounds to your advantage.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Frank, I thought that was in.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
For par. So stays at 6 under with that solid par putt. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Now 2 to the good side. Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you'd get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, drive down the right side.
Yeah, and it certainly opens up. Now you've got a full view of the flag, and this is birdie time.
This is a good-looking shot. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Now the approach to the 12th. Frank, what's the player looking at?
Well, it's a fun shot here for the second shot, especially if you've driven it down the right side, because then you can see the flag no matter where it is on the green.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
And getting ready for the putt. Seven under on the day. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Nice par to remain at 2 under. One of the great things about this golf course, Frank, a variety of par 3s, different yardages. Here at the 13th, 181-yard par 3.
Yeah, this is where you have to be careful on the tee there. Anything left's just going to be eaten up by that lake. Matter of fact, if you hit one with a little bit of a hook and it catches the mound, it can still kick into the lake. So this one here, just be a little cautious on the tee.
Stuck the follow-through right there. This could be really good. Boy, I'm reminded of what an old caddy used to say about the great Lanny Watkins when he was on fire. You can't hide the flagstick from that man. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
This is for his birdie. Has it going, 3 under for the round. This from 7 feet. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. 14th hole, 481-yard, par 4, ranking second in difficulty, Frank.
Yeah, this one always gets overlooked, Rich. You've only got to flick the drive a little left, and all of a sudden your round just gets completely wrecked. Ask Vijay Singh. It cost him a Players' Championship. Many a player there has dealt with that left side. You will pay the price.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Frank, there's a lot to factor in on this approach at the 14th.
You can favor right side of this green and sort of allow the contours of the green just to move that ball to the left.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
And this one's tracking. Surprise, surprise.
Just when you thought things were going to go the other way.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Back to the TPC Sawgrass, the 15th hole. It's a par 4 as we make our way to this finishing stretch. And Frank, what's in store for the players here?
Another one of those par 4s around 450 yards. Ideally hit it tee shot down the right side, keeping it away from that bunker. But that's a flat bunker down the right with no lip, so it's still not too bad. Biggest problem here is that green. So many undulations on this green.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Excellent looking shot here.
Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich. There's mounding, there's that little gut out of the right side of this green. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away.
On the 15th green in regulation, but not yet in the hole. This is about a 30-footer, and he'll look at it from a couple of different angles just to try to get a feel for it. Get down! Lay down! Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Settles in over the putt.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Shouldn't be a problem here. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Needs this for par. That is a solid par putt right there. And if you're a couple of shots behind on Sunday, that final round, you're thinking about 3, and that's possible, isn't it?
Well, history's shown it has, Rich.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards.
What a great shot.
And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at Eagle coming up. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
It's no snack, though.
Great roll right there. Just a pure stroke right in the heart. These putts keep the round together. With that, moves to 5 under par. Frank, it's the moment that makes it tough, isn't it right?
Yeah, you've made that walk from 16 green. It's 80 yards to the tee here. So as you walk along and if your eyes venture to the right, you see it all in front of you. You see the crowd behind and you realize this is the shortest par 3 on the golf course. But you also, if you think a little too hard, everything that you've seen over the years flashes through your mind.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Getting set now over the putt. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Now a 7-footer. In the hole, and a birdie. Really has it going at 5 under. Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you've played 17 holes and the job isn't done yet.
Really good play off the tee, at least 300 yards and in the fairway. Good contact, good result. Now his final approach shot of the day, just wants to go out in style.
One more good swing.
So maybe a nice way to finish up with a good approach here to the 18th and a good chance for birdie. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. This one's looking good.
Just when you think you're going to make birdie, now have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. This can be a cruel game at times. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. And he's putting for par now. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. How about 5 under par for the day? Frank, you have to like what you saw out there today.
I certainly did. Swing is excellent right now. Stroke, there's nothing wrong with that. Really, just it's a case of getting out of your own way. The opportunities ahead now, chance to win, just they have to be so motivating.